G'day everyone, Brian from Prime Cuts Lawn Care here, and a great another autumn day. Still very dry. It's I think it's Wednesday the 16th of April. Just today, back at, I know it might be a little bit boring, but back at the historic property. Essentially, since last week, I think I've only mowed one, maybe two places. That's how dry it is, and just not required on people's properties. So today, just working on the circle garden bed, and just getting it ready, just doing a bit of an edge or a lip around the concrete bits, and then more or less just shifting a bit of dirt and tilling it or lifting it a bit. I use the edger for that. A de facto tiller does the job. So not too much, a little bit of spraying with Roundup of the weeds to kill them. And then I'm just going to wait until we get our first couple of frosts. And that'll send the irises and some of the plants dormant. And then I can rip and tear, not rip and tear, but I can basically chop the irises up at the top because they're bulbs in the ground, leave them there, and get stuck into the ivy as well over the winter and tidy that up. So we'll just get stuck into it. So what I just wanted to show today, everyone, was just the preliminaries in the circle garden. So this is still a bit rubbishy, but quite a few of the grass plants in there are already dead. There's a few in the middle there that I'll give them a zap today with some Roundup. But just wanted to, let's call it, create a bit of an edge along the concrete. You can see there, it's only 2 or 3 inches deep, and it's not like some of my friends over here in the US. I don't need to actually create an edge, but I've just created, because obviously we've got the concrete, but I just want a little bit of a dip there so that it makes sure that when I get the bark or the mulch in, it stays in. We have little blackbirds that ferret around the bottom, and under, like under the hedges and everything, and they just flip everything up all the time. So a bit difficult down this end because there are some rocks and concrete in here, and the same here. Plus we've got the wonderful ivy. So, and you can see there, there's a river rock and bit of concrete and stuff. Just got to clean that little bit up. But you saw me blow it all out, and then I actually use the edger as a de facto tiller, just to get it a little bit finer and clean it up a bit, and then just use I'll call it the baby leaf blower, just to get everything off the concrete and back into the garden, and then rake it over. So all those grasses and weeds and everything are now sprayed. Pretty much that's all I'm doing today. But you can see the irises there. We haven't had a frost yet, so I'm just going to wait till that happens, and then those leaves, like these will die. And then I can, because they're bulbs, I can snip them off. And then what I'll do is this area in particular, I'll give it a real good clean up. There's that bit just there, and then turning around, obviously in here I'll clean up. That's sprayed, so I'll clean that up, and I'll give this ivy a bit more of a tidy up there. And you can see up the back there's a bit of a mess there, but I'm going to clean that up. But I'm just going to wait till the Roundup does its spit and the irises basically turn brown, let's call it, and I can snip them off at the base because they're a bulb. But so far, so good. And I just wanted to show you one of the sprinklers that I use, everyone, the rain tower. And you can just see when it turns around, starts turning, how even the spread of droplets is. And it's actually really good. Quite a wide area. So that's let's call it the longer part of it, and it'll click in a second. Here it goes, and come back, and then you can see what I'd call the shorter part of it, even though it does throw it still a fair way, but just excellent coverage.